Hi, guys. Good morning. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day. Lupercalia, hence enter in the person that's going to break down where that came from in pagan tradition. Honestly, that person is me, so, no judgment there. But for all intents and purposes, we'll say Happy Valentine's Day. If you've never read about Lupercalia, you guys, interesting read and kind of where the energy of this focus of love essentially comes from. And, where the Gregorian calendar and the marketing and all these things and where how we arrived at Valentine's Day. But nonetheless, I'm never going to be hating on a day where we celebrate. Yes, okay, I understand. Someone just said any day's a good day to celebrate. Yes, it is. Let's celebrate the ones that we love and how we deliciously love ourselves. Let's dig into our Venusian energy as much as possible. Support that. However, I'm not mad at a day to spoil the people that I love. I don't mind days for a celebration. The energetic frequency of anything is what you do with it. Essentially, as long as you know that you're the creator of your own reality, right? So with all that off the table, I have some. How are you guys doing, by the way? It's been a minute. I want to get to spending a little more time and energy here in this collective space. It's been wild. I mean, we are in Aquarius season. We have all planets direct. We have Venus in Pisces. Love this energy. We also have Neptune in Pisces, and it's very dreamy out there. It's very loving out there. The word that keeps coming to my mind repeatedly is that it's very delicious out there. So, it's a beautiful energy. February is a beautiful energy. Back here, you'll see we have the rune, Berkano. It is a time where we celebrate on the wheel of the year. It was sitting so nicely. I gotta go mess with it, But now the aesthetic has to be corrected. I'll take that. Anyway, Berkano is a beautiful runic energy. It's a lovely frequency for the tone of Aquarius season, for Venus and Pisces. For Neptune is now direct, of course. It's been direct for a minute, but Neptune's in Pisces. This is very sending loving energy to your womb, I'm hearing like sacral chakra space. We when you think about Venus, it is very easy to think about sex, sensuality. It is very, obviously, the sacral chakra, possibly also in connection to your heart chakra there. But whenever I'm doing natal chart, one-on-one work, tarot, whatever, recently in February, I've been offering, we've been discussing one-on-one your Venus placements and what that looks like for you in your life, energetically, spiritually, emotionally, etc. What I encourage people to consider in Venus is that the foundational work of Venus happens when we understand how we connect to loving ourselves, how we understand how we connect to our own self-worth, and make sure we do our healing journey and our shadow work there. And we tend to, in Venus as well as in Chiron and the North and South nodes, but we tend to gloss over the wounds that can call us to healing in our Venus placements. And what we do so quickly is we make, and Venus is very much about, like, what would I say? What is the magic, the energy, the journey of the relationships that show up in your life? What have they come to teach you? What have they come to help you heal? What lessons do they bring? What karmic cycles do they bring, right? But and then Venus is also like, I guess Spirit wants to talk about Venus. I really didn't have that intention, but you know, here we are. Venus is also sensuality, the sacral chakra, in a way that is like, what stimulates my senses, what is beautiful, what feels luxurious, what do my senses love to be stimulated by. And yes, there is a level of that extends to in my relationships and my body and how I get this from other people, etc. But the reminder is, and a good teacher will always point you back to yourself. So how do I do these things for myself first and foremost? We always want that to be the core, the root, the alignment with self first. And if there are wounds, if there are, oftentimes we look at Venus and we say, when I look in the mirror, I get triggered, and this is why I don't think parts of me are beautiful. This is why I don't think parts of me are worth the highest vibration of my timeline. This is why I don't think parts of me are worth being loved. And then we go to the root, and the shadow work and the healing is, well, why am I not loving myself in these ways? Why am I not rooted in my own self-worth? You know, that I understand I have every right to embody the highest frequency of my timeline. I have every right to embody the highest, most resonant, highly aligned relationships, experiences, tasting of a food, you know, hearing live music. Well, we could go on and on and on. The way that you feel sensual, senses being stimulated, the way that you feel good and worthy and beautiful and held and seen, first and foremost by yourself, but then by others, is this Venusian energy. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's so different for everyone. You know, the possibilities are infinite, but that's why it's important to know yourself and do your healing work so you can align. But this Venus energy is so beautiful. Venus being in Pisces, it is really like, you know, Piscean is a very watery, spiritual, kind of between the worlds, kind of, the Piscean energy kind of floats on all the different timelines, understands the different possibilities, sees the different, it's very beautiful, flowing, inspirational, and ultimately is very spiritual. And I love that. Venus is in Pisces right now because it's kind of this vibration of, it's like the spirituality behind how you connect first and foremost with yourself, with self-worth, self-love, self-pleasure, you know, your body, nature, the senses, right? And then how you connect with others. But it's about the spiritual lessons. When Venus is in Pisces, is showing you the spiritual lessons that you're meant to learn from this. First with you always, and then secondly, you with others. You know, Pisces is the last sign on the zodiac wheel. So we have this beautiful container in February where we have now entered into the new lunar year. We have now entered the turn of the wheel. We are in Imbolg season. You know, we did speak on Berkano is a beautiful rune to read about. It is the pregnant belly that's being prepared for birth, the rebirth of self, the rebirth of truth. And this is in a beautiful alignment with Aquarius season. Aquarius, you know, think the star, the water bearer, the I want to shine so brightly to be a mirror to show you your highest version of self. That way you can aspire to evolve to that, because we're all possible of that. So it sits so well in Aquarius season. Venus and Pisces does. Very complementary. And then again, the season of Imbolg, you know, you would imagine being out on the land, seeing it literally means, I'm sorry, the rune Berkano literally means birch goddess. And those birch trees are some of the first to bloom. And so it's a preparation that something is going to be birthed. And when we talk about womb space, obviously we're speaking symbolically, could be, you know, literally, but this is energetics that we're speaking about. You are ready. You are ready. I'm hearing you are so ready to birth. That's whatever that is, a new spiritual evolution of self, a new level, maybe in your relationships, maybe in your creative goals, your career, business goals, whatever, you know, what you're manifesting and visualizing and calling in for yourself is going to be different for all of us. So I love this container that we're in. Again, I was saying, so we've turned the wheel of the year. We have opened to the Lunar New Year. Excuse me, and we'll be leaving Aquarius season soon, not quite yet. And we'll be entering Pisces season. That will be the last kind of sign, you know, the archetypal energy of the zodiac wheel. So soon we will also be closing that and rebirthing into Aries. It's like the newborn baby, the spring, the equinox and everything. We'll be moving closer to that time. So when we're in Pisces, this is our last water sign. It is very, very, it's mutable. It's very, very yin. It is very, you know, it is a very direct yin, divine feminine energetic connection to spirit, to the divine. It's kind of like, I heard someone say one time, transcendence without any limitations to it. And so it's a very beautiful time. It's a very liminal time where we kind of realign with spirit, honestly. And then we show up for ourselves. Again, it's always you with you. And then we evaluate how we show up with others. So Aquarius season is the last air sign, correct? So it's kind of a culmination of all the thoughts, also all the higher vibrational, energetic frequency connections. You're thinking like crown chakra, soul star, all of these, correct? So Pisces is the last water sign. So this is all is like a culmination of reflecting on all the different emotional experiences. If you trace yourself all the way back to last spring, and gleaning the spiritual wisdom out of those. Pisces is also, remember, we are waning down now from our Leo full moon. It was a very huge release, but also a very huge energetic portal for creative fire. Pisces also connects us to creative energy, but it is very much like a dreamy inspiration, you know. I am one. I am the divine. The divine is me. You know, and this is how the frequency wants to express itself through my creations. Maybe that's your voice. Maybe that's your hands. Maybe that is your art. Maybe that is the way that you mother your children. Maybe that is the way that you serve in your community. To each their own. It's going to look very different for everyone. So it's a wonderful time to evaluate soul growth right now. It's a wonderful time. Let me tell you this, though. I lost my train of thought. Oh, yes. So on another note, I do want to switch gears with you. I just want to touch in on the fact that we want to make sure that we're being very discerning, that we're being very grounded. We're in a super high frequential space mentally. And also there's a huge kind of like lack of timeline, lack of energetic, lack of boundaries as we get closer to Pisces. We're not quite there yet, but as we move closer, and plus Neptune is in Pisces, Venus is in Pisces. Very, very real energy of, you know, people dipping through the ethers. what am I trying to say? Well, if I could just see them, if I could just speak to them, if I could just come to them, and then love would make everything okay between us, and then we're on this high frequency. We again, Venus in Pisces, Neptune is also in Pisces. What can happen on the shadow side? We always have an awareness of the law of polarity. We always have an awareness of duality, right? And it's just into awareness. It's as awareness. What I'm saying is we don't want to take our very powerful mental and energetic focus and dwell on this. But it's good to have awareness, right? So what will happen on lower vibrations, everyone is not trying to be on a healing journey. Everyone is not trying to heal their emotions. Everyone is not trying to deal with their wounds. Everyone is not. They're not. They're not love and light, but they're not. All right. So whereas we are, and we know that our frequency is here and we cultivate that, we still have awareness. We need boundaries around our heart space. And, we do have Venus conjunct Neptune, sextile Uranus, sextile Pluto. Okay. So there's this kind of, experimental energy, new people, old people, growing my social circle, cleaning out my social circle. I really want to honor my worth. I have realigned with my value. My North Star in Aquarius season is really guiding me to my authenticity and my own power and my own purpose, right? It's always that moth to a flame energy though. So just having an awareness of energetic boundaries, if you've established, this relationship is toxic, it's not healthy for me, family members, friends, past karmic connections. You know me, I'm always going to give you the reference. Listen, you already studied that test. Okay, we moved onward and upward. We're not going to go back. We're not going to repeat material and call in more quizzes and more study, right? Past karmic cycles. Being careful. And I would say in this week, today is the 14th. Venus is going to conjunct Neptune, I think, tomorrow. So listen, on a high frequency, it's very flowy. It's very creative. It's very spiritual. You notice I have my water dish. I've been working a lot with water. Plant, the Davic spirits of plant energy, your crystals and stones will support you, and kind of just keeping energetic boundaries, helping you hold a good solid frequency for your intentions. Working with water is wonderful right now, especially if you have quartz like in the amethyst, or be careful with your selenites and your water. But anyway, you can read about that separately. I'll put them in there briefly for charging purposes and then just dry them well, but we're not going to do gemstone education right now. But work with the frequency of water. Even in teas. And if you're a coffee drinker, you can do it with there's water in coffee too. Teas will be wonderful medicine right now, using, divine yin, flow, water elements. And you can look into that. I personally have been doing a lot of rose, lemon balm, lavender, of course, is always wonderful. Chamomile. Anyway, and setting intentions in water. Bath work is great right now. We are waning through a moon cycle and coming towards a new moon. I think we'll be in Pisces. So, release through bath work is wonderful. Being around natural bodies of water, obviously, using water on your altar to kind of hold a higher energetic vibration. The teas, obviously, you want to ingest what you want to call into yourself. And, so those are ways to think about water. I'm just saying as a side note, water right now is wonderful. But what I want to say though is that, with Venus conjunct Neptune, sextile Uranus, sextile Pluto, okay, there's a lot of energy that's very complementary here, but it's just kind of there is going to be I've got better expectations for myself. And there's a lot of kind of things that I'm letting go, because I understand how to connect with myself deeper. I understand that I'm being more intimate with myself deeper. We are in the baby phases of Age of Aquarius. So we're feeling this underlying pulse under everything deeply. of, I must embody a more authentic version of myself. And this is going to continue to happen in layers and layers and layers and layers, because hello, age of Pisces, thousands of years. Now we're in age of Aquarius. And so we are going to do this in many, many cycles. But what I'm saying is, as we do this, we are going to feel that energetic backlash of all the things that we are letting go. Right now with Venus and Pisces, we're going to feel that a lot in relationships. Release is a catalyst, just like a new connection is a catalyst. But the shadow side of these frequencies, Neptune, the shadow sides of these frequencies of Venus and Pisces are kind of like people checking out into this fantasy land of, I'm just channeling, literally, if I could only have them back, if I could do something to just show them, or just, it's like this big, show of love. And it's just kind of a vibration as a warning here from Spirit, is like, and your higher self and your ancestors and guides, be mindful. Rose-colored glasses can sometimes be beautiful, but we have to be careful. We need to be rooted and aligned in our highest self, our healing and awareness of these karmic cycles and these huge levels of completion as we've entered this 7 year of 2023. Remember how in a couple readings back, I was saying, don't be putting people back into your chariot. Okay. It's not the year for that. So it's just kind of a warning. Is that, in our emotional bodies, in our chakras, in our meridians, in all of ourselves, we've been doing this release work, we're healing, and we want to be mindful of things kind of coming back, and then us kind of checking out and practicing maybe a little bit of avoidant behavior or escapism and saying, oh, well, maybe they're different now. Well, maybe my heart is just feeling so full of love, and I'm just feeling so dreamy, and I want to believe in Aquarius season is the highest of their potential. And I'm telling you, as a person with a lot of Aquarius placements, that tricky thing about that Aquarius energy is, it's like, well, I know that they can be better. I know that they can do better. Okay, but we are not we're not loving potential. Okay, love you. We are choosing ourselves. So just be mindful of energy kind of coming back, and this could be in a 5D etheric ether type of way. Definitely set protections and energetic boundaries for your dream space with Venus and Pisces and Neptune and Pisces, and us going closer towards a Pisces. Yeah, please protect your dream space, do your spiritual hygiene work, stay grounded, but also ride the beautiful, creative, expansive wave. We have the Fool and the Three of Cups. Ooh, okay, and the High Priestess. Wow. Let me see if we can get in.